It's working. There we go. So I can't find a bunch of things I want to find. Sometimes that's usually like telling me to do something else. So I also can't find the ink that I want, so I'm trying the Winsor Newton, which needs to be diluted, which I usually don't do because I'm an asshole. So I diluted it, and so now I'm going to try it with the nibs, because I haven't done any nibs in a while. And the thing is, I have like a ridiculous amount of colors of those, so I might do a couple different colors. The problem with that is I don't want to have 6 billion cups, so I'll figure it out. I'll just focus on this for now, not worry about it too much. I'm happy life made me do the thing, because I forgot how much I enjoyed this. I think this is brown and not black, which actually works even better, because that gives me better shading for a little bit, and then I will do some black later. Either that or I just diluted it too much, which is also fine. Probably don't need to be dipping this as often as I am, but whatever. So obviously, a lot of people for Inktober have been doing the one thing a day challenge. I didn't even intend to start mushing things together, but I did, and that's life. So I'm not really going to argue with what started happening, because I try not to. I'm kind of given up a long time ago on telling my art what to do. It always knows better than me anyways. So going along with Inktober, though, I'm sure this is nothing. Problem is, there's so much fucking light coming in from that damn window. Oh well. So this is for long and underwater. The underwater part will make a little bit more sense as this goes along. But for long, it's the long way down, which is why the as above, so below stuff. Tool randomly playing in the background. I actually don't have my headphones on right now, which is why I'm talking. So, obviously I started getting into ball jointed doll stuff again. And as I keep saying, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And by a long time, I mean since I don't know, maybe I was like 15 or 16 or something like that. And I'm going to be turning 35 in February. So it's been a while. And before, it was always because I could not afford it, or more specifically, I couldn't justify affording it, because I used to be working so much and not really necessarily taking care of myself or even anybody else that I knew. And was trying to take care of, long story. But now I can, but I still like, I've never wanted to buy really any ball jointed dolls. There's like a few exceptions to that rule, but they are very few and far between. I'm not really into the big SDs and stuff like that. I'm into the more small, cute things. But because of me and my needing to make everything and see how things work and all that, I've always wanted to make my own. I've also just always wanted to make everything. So I really like, it has nothing to do with just only wanting to do ball jointed dolls. Like, that's not really necessarily how I work. Like, if I had the ability and the time, I'd be making clothes and stuffed animals and dolls and shit like that all day, every day. Can only do so much though, and still do my other job. And that's the thing. Like, I don't want to not be doing my other job. I love my other job. I mean, I'm my own boss. I love being the person that gets called when somebody can't handle a problem with their animal, be it like minor stuff. Well, it's not minor to the owner, but to me, minor stuff such as like walking problems, or like, the cat has issues or whatever, or your livestock is cranky or whatever. You got a bird that like hates everybody. Well, that's going into more extreme stuff, the bird hating everybody. Because I was going to say, for me, the stuff that a lot of other trainers, it seems, won't work with, and a lot of behavioral counselors won't work with, is the ones that are quote unquote aggressive or reactive, or just, having a really hard time and are super stressed out. And I can understand that. It's a safety thing. And also, plenty of people aren't used to dealing with that. But I've kind of lucked out that I've always owned reactive animals, and I've taught and rehabilitated at shelters, and I used to teach classes on it and stuff. So by this point, like, when people are like, yeah, my dog eats through walls because of separation anxiety, I'm like, we'll just, we'll handle that. Which a lot of people expect probably much more of a, oh God, no, you'll not be fixable. And don't get me wrong, there are dogs out there that can't be helped, and I've met some of them and said goodbye to some of them. But for the most part, with a lot of dedication and time, you can pull off a lot more than you'd think. Anyways, yeah, so I don't want to stop doing that by any means. I just want to be able to create a nice balance of the two. Eventually, ooh, that noise. I always have that mixed feel about the nib noise. It makes me... Actually, it's a little bit more pleasant now. It's probably because of everything I've been sussing through as a person. I was going to say, the nib noise makes me think of like things trying to scratch through things, and once upon a time that would have been a problem for me, and now it's not. Funny how that works. It actually, I wonder, sound-wise, probably not. So, Matt Good, amazing songwriter, etc., etc. Him and his friends a long time ago put out this like little like side spoof band called Bon Tempo that BB and I love. And there's this one song, Subjugate Me, which is great. It's like hearing Darkness from Legend talking about everything that he would do to you. It's great. I don't even know if that was the intention of it, but it's great. But there's this one part where he's like, I will peel the skin off of your legs, and then it makes this noise. It's very similar to when this presses down hard. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm trying to line this. But it also sounds like a potato peeler, which is the point probably, because he's like, I'll use a potato peeler to peel the skin off your legs. Sorry if this is sometimes a very, actually I'm not sorry, I was going to say I'm sorry if this is a graphic channel or videos at all, but I'm not sorry for it, because that's, if you're watching my thing, I mean, look what I'm drawing, so I mean, I need to not worry about things like that. This channel is not kid friendly. I don't like saying that because I was one of those kids way back in the day that loved this shit and did not have an outlet for it. Like, I drew and stuff like that, but like, I was one of those kids that was getting told, like, your art is too dark and blah blah blah, why can't you draw nice things? It's like, I'm sorry, I can't help what I am and what I like. I really wish people wouldn't shame people for what they draw. Oh, that's where I was going with that forever ago. See, my stories, they go all over the place. I started getting back into ball jointed dolls because I was starting to play line, which made me think of Gaia back in the day, which just made me further think of just cutesy things, and Animal Crossing and all that. And let me stretch out. Oh, so let me see. I wonder what's getting in the way of that, like shade-wise. Hold on. No, that doesn't change. I don't know. Maybe it's the cat tower. It's probably, yeah, it's the cat tower. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna take a breather from drawing for a second. For the sake of my back. Because our setup here is funny. So I started looking at stuff again. And I ended up on YouTube, and it's crazy how much more tutorials and everything there is compared to like back when I paid attention to things. But then again, back when I paid attention to things, YouTube wasn't that big of a deal. I'm sure it was, but it wasn't. And I've been watching Swans, as in Sarah. I stumbled onto Elf Guts as one of the first people, and I think the reason why they caught my eye so much is because their dolls look so much like stuff that I used to draw, and a lot of people used to draw in the glam art communities back in like 2002 to 2006, which is like, it's crazy that that's like more than 10 years ago now. And I'll be posting pictures of like Kaiser. Kaiser is a good example that looks a lot like some of their dolls, like Band-Aids and everything. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's so nice to see other people doing that. But so I was wandering around, and this is where this full circle little thing comes back to. And I stumbled upon, I think it's Sighthound Lady. And she was talking about how she doesn't have time, or she didn't really have time to do Inktober, and she was kicking herself about it. Hold on. Also, I realize I'm doing the asshole thing of assuming all these people's pronouns are she. But I don't think I've seen them clarify anywhere else, anywhere for any of these people. And for those of you that are like, well, they're not trans, so that doesn't mean anything. Like, a person doesn't have to be trans for their pronouns to be different at all. And it's got stuff. Ah! Anyway, I found this, by the way, on the street. This is, I tend to get presents from life when I do a good job for things, and that's one of them. Another one of them is, I found this really awesome scarf pocket bandana thing of like cranes and herons, and that's always in my back pocket now, so that makes me happy. Anyway, so and I know, I'm sure people also like, well, their username for Sighthound Lady is Lady. It's like, well, that also doesn't mean that that's their pronouns. But anyway, all the gender stuff. But so she was saying, hold on, distracted by this for a second. I'm trying to see what's going on here. She was saying how because of work, she doesn't always have enough time, and she's making herself commit to doing it anyway. And the way she was wording it, I thought, like, when she showed her art, like, because she's like, and it's not detailed, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay. She pulls it up, and that shit was gorgeous, like, stunning. And I just want to, like, I commented, but I just want to be like, really? Why? Why do we all do that? Where we're just like, yeah, no, my stuff is trash. And it's like, it's not trash though. Like, this is gorgeous looking. So what are you doing? And anyway, I just find it funny. Probably gonna take a break on this. I say that, but I'm probably gonna do a thing. I've come to the conclusion a long time ago my art is incapable of A, ever being finished, and B, not being a jumbly mess. Oh my god, I love mixing inks. Booply, booply, boop. Because I knit that shit like that, and then all I can think of is Elvis Costello. And then this just turned into less than 0. Because why wouldn't it? Anyway, so, bye people. I'll wave.